mi gente. It's Michelle Visage. It's time for another Whatcha Packin. Joining me today, all the way from Viva Las Vegas, is Elliot with 2 T's. Hi, Elliot.
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, I'm not as wonderful as you because you are in lovely Las Vegas. Let's talk for a minute about your name. Was it Elliot with 2 T's audibly before Drag Race, or did Ru kind of make that happen?
It is my real name, and everybody would spell it wrong with just 1 T. One of the show hosts back in Vegas would get really frustrated with me because I kept sending the show posters back. I'm like, spell my name right, please. And so one day she got frustrated and she said, please welcome to the stage, Elliot, but with 2 T's. And I was like, that's kind of cute.
That is really cute, you know, and good for you. Being a Michelle with 2 L's, I do understand what it feels like when people don't spell it right. It's like, that is not my name. How are you, my darling?
I am just enjoying some quality time alone off the strip during the craziness that's going on, but I still get to see the strip light up every night.
You know, it was a lot of talk about Vegas when lockdown first started because there's so much money every day in those casinos being lost. How's the morale in Vegas been?
It's pretty difficult. So many of my closest friends are performers on the strip. There's so many shows that have permanently closed. And so you just think about the hundreds of people that are involved that make that show happen. Our whole city runs completely on tourism. We're hoping that things are gonna get back to normal pretty soon. Everybody just wear a mask. Please wear a mask.
These damn anti-maskers are ruining everything. Wear a mask. It's so easy. And to be honest, they're so fabulous now that you can pick and choose whatever you want. You're not making a social statement by not wearing masks. You're being an asshole. You worked on a cruise ship. Am I correct?
Yes, it was truly a dream come true. I have friends from every country in the world now. I got to go back and forth to the most beautiful beaches every week. You fall asleep to the sound of the water every night. The experiences that I had and the people that I got to meet made me flourish. I actually started my own drag show on the cruise line that I hosted for 2 years. And so it really took me to a different level.
Which cruise line did you work for?
I worked for Carnival.
Yay, that's the fun ship, Elliot.
I know! Okay, and it was a lot of fun.
I used to always take Carnival because they had the topless sunbathing deck.
Yes.
So it was always like, well, we'll go Carnival because I don't want any bikini lines. And we go up to the top, and it was like adults only, titties out. And you were there as a performer in the shows, I'm guessing.
It was my professional dance career, and I had a really bad knee injury and a really bad back injury. Every day I was like, is this gonna be my last day on board? Is this gonna be my last time dancing professionally? So I kind of shifted more to drag. It was difficult to go full out for an hour and a half every night.
You really don't realize how much you need your knees until you hurt one.
That part.
How did you come up with your style? Because it's so kind of retro 80s and you can't wear tacky easily. Ask Dolly Parton, she says, you know, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
My mom knew that I was gay since I was very, very young, and she instilled a knowledge in me, raised me listening to Motown and oldies, and had me watch Murphy Brown, Doogie Howser, and Queer as Folk. She wanted me to know every pop culture reference and be able to hold a conversation with someone in their 40s, even though I was 15.
Oh dear. Well, you are very lucky that you have a mother that loves you so much that she wanted to prepare you for that. It's always just iffy because it's always uncomfortable when you hear, I'm 15 and my mother wanted me to be able to talk to 40-year-olds. It's always like, you gotta be careful about that, Elliot. Where were you raised?
I was raised in Dallas, Texas.
But Dallas has a lot of incredible drag, amazing pageant drag, and biggest
Yes.
personalities come out of Dallas. What made you leave Dallas to go to Vegas?
I grew up doing amateur nights and learning the ropes in Dallas. Backup dancing for every queen, for every prelim, every pageant. I just wanted to go work. I felt like Vegas was kind of a natural fit for that.
Makes complete sense. And you know, the whole time I kept saying to Ru, are you not seeing Jessie J? Like, you look so much like Jessie J to me.
I've heard that.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not alone.
It's so weird.
And you look like Jessie J out of drag too. So that is somebody, if you ever want to do impersonation, consider Jessie J, and you're welcome because it's a doppelganger. So in a twist of events this season, you were in the yucky position of being sent packing by the losing queens. Little did they know the twist was on them and you went over to the winning queens. But it must have been that feeling that all of us in this community more or less have felt, that feeling of being chosen last for whatever. Was it that feeling?
100%. I knew coming into this competition that I was a little less known. To finally have this opportunity, this is what I've been talking about my whole life, and I didn't even get to unpack. It was really difficult. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
Oh, honey. I literally said, can I go hug him, please? Like, it's the most horrible feeling, but you know, it's television and you got your revenge. And when you went into the winning room, what did that feel like for you?
I mean, it took a moment for my soul to return to my body, but once it did, I was like, this is kind of sickening. Okay, now I get to show what I've been doing the last 12 years performing in drag. Now I get to finally showcase that.
There's always a reason for the madness, you know, and this reason was for you to lift yourself back up and persevere, which you did. But I think you're quiet by nature, so do you think that had something to do with your little feud with Candy Muse?
See, a feud is two ways. I can't be bothered.
Okay, all right.
Like, she's entitled to the way she feels about certain things, but I don't feel like they had really any rhyme or reason.
But if somebody wants to voice their opinion, all right, girl, you're allowed to have your opinion.
Yeah, I don't need to be best friends with everyone. I don't need everyone to like me. As long as I'm happy and I like what I'm doing, that's all that matters.
Amen. I've dated so many boys before my lovely husband where I was like, well, I'll be the one to change them. I'll be the one to fix their broken ways. And it doesn't happen that way. So at 27, that's a very mature outlook, because we spend our 20s worrying about everybody else and leaving us in the dust. Let's talk about this gorgeous dress you have there. It's a dress, correct?
It's actually a bodysuit with a huge bustle train.
Is the bustle on the belt?
Yes.
Ah, I love it even more. Does it have long sleeves?
It does, yes. I was heavily inspired by Dua Lipa's Versace look that she wore at the Met Ball. It was a catsuit underneath, but then it had this big Cinderella train on it.
Again, it brings me back to that tacky feeling, which is very cruise ship, which is very Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I love everything about that. You were eliminated on the dreaded Snatch Game. You chose somebody that is so iconic. There was no room for mess up. And the funny thing is, you're Southern, yet what happened?
I think just because it was such an iconic character, I took such a huge risk with it. There was so much pressure on me personally for myself to do really well.
Do a relative, do a best friend, do a cousin of Rue McClanahan, Blue McClanahan. Do you know what I mean? There's ways around it that you could get away with it without being so spot on. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, your new career as a Jessie J impressionist in Vegas, you're welcome. I should get 10%.
We can talk about it.
If you had to redo one look all over again, what would you do? Which one?
I don't know, because I was so proud of all of my looks that I brought.
Aww.
I made vision boards and I found inspiration from all different references. I sewed zippers and I sewed buttons. Every single look, it was one of my babies. So I'm so proud.
You should be really proud of the work that you did on Drag Race. I think people got to know Elliot with 2 T's. We certainly fell in love with you.
Thank you, Michelle. That means everything, because I have to say, you were horrifying on the panel. I would just be standing there like, God, I want to know what she's thinking. And you would just stare into my soul. I was like, oh my God, please love me.
And I do love you, sweetheart. I'm there to say, great effort, but this is what you could do to make it even better. Don't get scared by my mean judging face. You are a wonderful, lovely human being. Congratulations on how well you did, and thank you so much.
Yes, text me, girl. Let's hang out.
Yes, baby. Let's get coffee once it opens up. And thank you all for watching another episode of Whatcha, Packin. I'll see you next time. Subscribe to the Drag Race YouTube channel for all things Drag Race.